Okay, hello. Welcome to the first podcast ever for the HOTS Fire. I don't know what the name will be called yet for the podcast. It's gonna be still brand new, fresh out of the oven. So I have right now a guest of Carolines and Lancaster join me on Discord, talk about the Heroes of the Storm, just latest good news or bad news. So just overall in general, how is the state of HOTS in your opinion? Carol, you can go first. Okay, never mind. No.
What about me?
What do you mean? What do you want to talk about?
I told you the latest of HOTS. What's your opinion of the status?
So HOTS?
Yeah.
We're still playing this game, is what the latest of HOTS is. I think we're looking forward. I mean, they said there have new heroes after they slow down. It's going to be like 3 to 4 months for a hero. So, right? That's what we think we're about due for a hero sometime in March or April.
So Lance, what do you think right now? The status of HOTS right now? You think it's good, bad?
Since I always play quick match, I hate the quick matchmaking. I find it unfair sometimes. That's the only thing I notice. Unfair.
Well, I think it's not just you. It's not just you. It's just I think everyone in general, especially us playing around midnight. And for you, Lance, you have an Eastern time, meaning that technically you're like 6 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning. So in a way, it's still technically nighttime or very early morning. So it's more of how I think my friend like to call it, who play Overwatch and competitive around past midnight, they like to call it Korean o'clock. But yeah,
Korean o'clock. Koreans.
Yeah, because the agent server, it just it's not a whole hour. It's mostly the nighttime because there is a morning time for them or their nighttime. So that's when they get on. They try to play competitive in the US server because that the agent servers are very crap, just like the European servers. That's why.
You heard that, Koreans. Please be our guest. Play on the Asian servers.
That's the worst of all. That's what you see sometimes. It's not just that. That's the reason why you see a lot of Korean names sometimes or some
I noticed
Asian name because of that's the reason why they try, but they're apparently like toxic as hell. I've seen it in Reddit so many times. At least maybe once every post every day at least. They fixed the UN or EU servers and the Asian servers, and it's not just Heroes. It's also Overwatch too. So Blizzard need to get their shit together in general.
I should ask first what kind of unfairness you see, Lancaster.
Yeah.
Unfairness.
Right.
Let me see.
Okay,
sometimes we're on a map. Like, what's that map? The Curse Hollows.
Mm-hmm.
And I see like your opponents are all pushers. You know what I mean? Like Sylvanas, Asmo, Zagara, and then your team is just composed of like some sort of like assassins, a healer, and then it's like one team favors this map compared to the other team, and I find that like endpoint too much it's at stake because it favors the comp of the other team, something like that. So, this is just an example.
Okay, I understand.
Doesn't happen all the time.
Again, let me just speak real quick about it because again, we're playing again like an early morning, meaning that or late night. Mean that it's going to happen. The quick match is meant to throw just anyone, everyone, doesn't matter what rank.
Right, but listen to what he said very carefully. So he's saying that the other team has a bunch of really strong lane pushers on Curse Hollow, and his team has mainly assassins, and there aren't necessarily great lane pushers. Might be better at team fights, right?
Again, that's what I said. That's
right.
Throw in together everything.
He's saying this is unfair for him, right? The lane pushers are winning. Is that really what you think? Think about it. When you faced this comp, did you feel like?
It's to me because how I did the exact same post at least 2 different times on Reddit too. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, it happened to me and it happened to everyone else as well. But I'm trying to explain to you. This is what I got from Reddit. that people said to me, and what this is kind of something that maybe you might not like the answer to, but this is going to be the honest truth, and I can agree to to the degree. So this saying is like since again like I said on Cruzado, they had a lane pressure, but his team had more of a team fighting potential. So the only way you can best win is mostly ganks. That's about it. 5-man or 4-man ganks, 1-person lane, no matter what they're losing or not. That's almost likely the way. Because again, you said it yourself, it's more of a team fighting. Meaning you have to take that as an advantage, meaning you guys have to play aggressive. Something like that. And you have to be, again, just scale with your MMR as well. If your team can do that, then you can claim easy victorious. But if you can't do that, then they're going to be victorious. It's kind of like that. And in a way, again, that's why I said I agree to the degree.
There's a murky.
See, Lancaster's perspective is actually really interesting. Because for me and you, I think more of what we see when we get to late at night is that you start getting people who, don't know how to play. Or, sometimes you get GMs. And so we suffer from a skill level difference. But what Lancaster's describing is a comp issue, which has always been an issue, right? It doesn't matter when you play. Heroes, they consider all assassins equal, all tanks equal, all bruisers equal, right?
Yeah.
And so he's actually talking about, so it's nothing to do with late and or anything. He's actually talking about compositions. And different compositions are difficult for different people at different levels, right?
So this is more like a simple answer of casual versus competitive level. Do you understand what I mean? It was kind of like a skill gap, like I said. So, if you want to play this game like casual, like like Overwatch, it's going to be a difficult time because this is an MOBA game. So it's you can't take it casual with friends. That's fine. It's not guaranteed victorious. Maybe you're not gonna have a fun time, but again, this is a MOBA, so you have to, in a way, know what you're doing. If not, it's gonna be a bad game for you, and it's gonna feel very tilting very fast.
So Lancaster, let me ask you: when you play against the 3 lane pushers, does your team rotate lanes to gang people, or do you just middle lane?
Like you know what is this game called in Warcraft? A tower defense game. It's like you're playing a tower defense game. It's like wave after wave after wave of camps, like tower defense game. That's the only
now, do your team? Okay, so what lane are you usually in? Are you usually in the middle lane? Or are you usually in top? Or are you usually in one of the top or bottom lanes?
I don't remember the entirety of the game. Usually, I do like middle or top, wherever there's a boss, and I can't defend the boss. And there's a pushing camp.
Yeah. So what I noticed is that at sort of the level, the MMR range that you play in, I notice a lot of people will basically have 4 guys in the middle lane the whole time. So if the enemy has enemy lane pushers, they just push, and there isn't anybody to defend. By the time anybody runs to the bottom or top lane to defend, especially on like Curse Hollow, like they've already got like half the fort down, and you're just trying to fight the waves off, but like it's like way too late.
I know.
And
that's true. That's what happens.
Looking for help, and people won't come. Like they're all stuck in middle lane. Like 4 guys middle lane the whole time,
It's like a tower defense game, and then the curse appears, and then another tower defense game with a boss.
Right. So that's why I asked you, like which lane are you in, and whether your team actually rotates top and bottom lane, and kills these lane pushers that push themselves into the fort, right? Because I know when I play, am I stuck on bottom lane alone, and the lane push pushing, like I'll ping, and I'll be like, easy gank, I'll be like trying to convince my team to come down here and kill this person. That's how you stop them, right? By coming down and getting 2 people down there and just killing them. You're not gonna beat them just like, if you land against a Zagar in the early game. Like, you're not going to beat him early game. Zach's early game is hecka crazy.
So, it's not like, depends on, again, the character Lance is playing. For example, it'll be a little bit slight advantage, but it's not more likely going to be enough. Because, again, Zagara, Asmodan, or
Murky. You need like a murky.
Okay, murky. You should be able to outplay.
Yeah.
But depends on who you have. Depends on who you have. But if you have an assassin, you should generally be able to outplay murky. Basically, if you keep killing murky's fish, it makes it very hard for him to clear lanes.
I know, because just
so usually a good murky will throw a fish down, and then he'll try to attack you to distract you from destroying the fish.
Or could also murky have a level 4 talent that buffs just fish if they're slime, the level 4 talent usually. That's most murky will pick because you want to go for an Optograb combo. Slime target does 50% more damage, but also the fish also have 50 spell armor as well. So your auto attack will be the best chance of beating it if you're playing like an auto attack sustain. But if you have burst, like if you're playing like health loss you like so much, then it's gonna be a little bit rough, because more like it, I guarantee 9 out of 10, you're not gonna destroy that fish, because again, your auto attack is not fast enough.
This is when you ask to trade lanes with the auto attacker.
Yeah. Again, like Rainer, Sylvanas.
But the problem is at Lancaster's MMR range, I don't think people are asked for lane swaps. They don't ask to trade lanes with you. I think they're just staying wherever lane they are.
There's no doubt.
Even if it's a bad matchup.
And this is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about again, about the casual versus a little bit more the understanding of the game, a little bit higher the MMR gap. Because I see matches, when you get thrown to, you got to check them what kind of rank, sometimes I'm playing against, and I see sometimes we team up with, just low level with no placement, because there's again low rank meaning. Or not rank, but levels. They don't play rank. More likely, they might be a Smurf account, or it just maybe just some other account they have. Against a team is playing ranked, and you see them as what, bronze, silver, maybe even plats at least for my level, maybe diamonds. And that's when again the big skill difference happens, because if the DPS is an enemy team has diamond, and our tank is what, silver, what's gonna more likely than 9 out of 10 gonna happen, right? DPS
the tank's
more
gonna push way too deep.
Yep,
and he's not gonna look behind him. Maybe like trying to engage everyone. And he's trying to engage the other team. And then what they do is they'll just walk past the tank, right? They just walk past the tank and they'll just attack whichever squishy they want. And the tank's already still deep in there trying to do things, right? He's like, why can't I kill this assassin? It's like, well, you're a tank, dude.
The funny part is, it really depends on what, again, not the player's MMR, but the level you're standing on. If you're at least getting 2 levels above, more likely if you play like Murder, for example, then it's a good start. You know what I mean? That's when you can, get someone picks, more likely. But if you play like Johan, on the other hand...
when you discuss things generally, you should assume that the levels are even, right? Because if you're going to say you're 2 levels up, well, how did you get 2 levels up, right? I mean... That's probably more important than,
Yeah.
If you're able to get 2 levels up, then you're probably doing fine. You don't need help at that point about how to play,
Yeah.
Probably doing so, yeah.
Yeah, I understand. So another thing, like Lance said about is the comp. What's happened, because some comp is more like going to be a destruction comp with all the CCs. And it can go again, 50-50. And how Carolina loves to describe it as a 40% thing. About saying if 40% come from yourself, another 40% could be from, or 40% for your team, 40% enemy team, and 20% is yourself. I remember correctly. And see that 20% will be a big difference.
The pros try to smurf. Once their win rate is just crazy. They win almost every game through bronze, right, through silver, and more or less through gold. But when they start hitting plat, then their win rate kind of evens off. But even at the sort of lower levels like silver and gold, you'll see them get losses. And I think was it around gold that they start losing? But what they do is they lose 30% of their games, right? Like even though these are grandmasters, they'll lose 30% of the games. I forget where it starts. It either starts in gold or it starts in plat. Well, they'll lose 30% of the games, and there's nothing they can do about it. Even if they're grandmaster, they'll lose 30%.
I think plat's a good area. I think
I think that's plat. Yeah, they start losing 30% of their games. And so that says that no matter how well you play, because you're not gonna play as well as a grandmaster, right? You're gonna lose 30% of your games. It also means that you're gonna win 30% of your games, like as long as you don't like mess it horribly. And that leaves you 40%, right? So that means there's 40% of your games where what you do determines the team's win or loss. And the other 60%, half of those are sure wins and half of those are sure losses.
So something like that, for example, because because seeing games, like Grubby, I've seen like today I was watching his stream, and I think his girlfriend is playing with Heroes of the Storm, and she's only a plat 1 right now. So, and he's playing his Smurf account, and right now his Smurf account is plat 5, and I've seen some game he loses still. He still wins some, but he still loses some, no matter what, even he have a partner or not. So, and her game sense is so far how he described it as still pretty good, enough for at least Diamond. So, in a sense, there is again a Grandmaster. Gurabe, he's a little bit rusty still, but he's getting back into it. And again, Stackster 2 is still have a little bit better chance of winning, but yet still loses because it doesn't matter Grandmaster or not. You still get, people, again, it's a team-based game. This is literally a very team-focused game compared to, like, League, Dota. You just stay in one lane and kind of working team.
Carry everybody. Yeah, levels.
So it means that you shouldn't, 60% of your games are already predetermined. So, yeah, just don't be too, like, if you lose, then you're just like, it's your 30% of total loss. Just make sure it doesn't affect you on your next game.
Yeah.
Maybe try to learn something from it, right? You
just enjoy the game. Like, okay, I lose this game just such and such, and that's just how it is. Then let's try to do that again. Try to improve on our game. Happens to me all the time.
So,
because I just lost the game. I was just playing quick match, and I just lost the game where the other team just got choke out Ariel.
Oh, come on!
Funny
and we didn't have any percent damage or anything like that. Yeah. And so like we couldn't do anything. And it was just like
you're just okay, kill us.
We couldn't do anything. We damaged them, but they're just Ariel just heal it. We can't die. They had a butcher as well, so we couldn't dive Aria because we just get melted. If we poke them, Ariel just heals.
So again, let me just speak real quick because funny part is about you say about that is that the Grubby was playing against Choco Ariel in a comp, and he was playing Samuro. I think they didn't have percent damage. I think they were playing at what was the map? Hamamura. And they also had an Uther by the side as well. So it's about in twist. Somehow, their team won. Kirby team won. Because their rotation was very bad. So.
Really? You're able to get that Mario.
Yeah, Uther Ariel Chogo. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a word. To me, that sounds really strong.
Oh, I got the Uther side.
Again, Armory Chogo is already bad enough as is. With Ariel combining with max healing, do you know what I mean, right?
So their team was topped off at health the whole time. Like we just used everything we could on them, and then Aria just heal. Like their health was max the whole time. But it's quick match, right? So we just didn't have the heroes to do anything to them.
Yeah. But again, more like in there, if the people were ready, more like going to say, why didn't you focus Ariel? Why do you focus Chogo? That's more like they're going to say.
Back. Some arrows will try to like go forward and try to like do all kinds of stuff. This Ariel just stayed in the back. And then Butcher didn't charge either.
Really now? So
he didn't really charge us. He just waited for us to like, get low. They just let Chogal just, zone, and he's very patient, just waited for the chance.
Again, the skill difference right there makes like everything happens. Because in that situation, your team could not focus to go all 5 of you tried and failed, meaning that next option will be someone who you can destroy working together as 5 or 4, 3, at least 3.
I had some luck split pushing. Because the problem was Choke on R wanted to stay together. So that means that it's a 3-lane map. So it means that they can only put 1% each map on the other lanes. And so we were successful in getting some ganks. I just pushed. I got killed a couple times because, man, they rotated fast, actually. They rotate really fast. They knew not to leave. And they just tried trying to team fight us. And I didn't want to team fight. But it's QM, right? It's just random people. So they get caught up in the team fights. I was just telling them, don't stop fighting them. I was like, whenever they come down, just go to a different lane, just keep split pushing, right? You could just separate them, right? You can't leave them together like this.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard to pull off the kind of strategy in a quick match, right?
And we're in there's no, and everybody.
Yeah, sometimes the conflict just make it really tough.
Pings don't mean a thing, sometimes.
Well, again, the skill gap. This happens. It's gonna always, no matter what. I think even in the ladders, it's gonna be the same as well.
But against the triple siege comp, triple siege is not a good comp. Basically, your team fighting comp should be able to beat that pushing comp. If you guys play it, if you guys are smart on how you play it. Yeah. But definitely at Lancaster's MRI, I definitely see a lot of people just kind of, they don't really rotate lanes. They just stick in the middle, and that makes it really hard for the people who are playing top or bottom lane, because they're just playing one-on-one versus a lane pusher, and that can be really miserable.
Yeah, true. Because even I sometimes play quick match just for testing on a build for fun, and sometimes it happens that certain build is the worst build happens. Do you know what I mean? Have you ever seen it before?
Yes. There's like when you're in the middle of a team fight and then you accidentally click on a certain skill.
Not what I meant. I mean more like the build. Sometimes it's just the worst build you can do for their comp. For example, I talked about a few times about when Diablo want to go like an auto attack build, and there's like a Lily and a Johanna together. That's a problem. Do you know what I mean? Understand? The build for Diablo auto attack build is he do auto attack damage. That's equal % damage. That's good. But if 2 characters can blind you for all that damage you're putting out, that's being wasted. That means
it's pointless. You can't attack.
Yeah.
Yes.
So all the damage you should have done is missing, and at that point you'll guarantee a loss because you're not doing the damage the team is looking for. And the target you're doing is even worse. Because the auto attack Diablo build, that's mostly focused on tanks and bruisers, again, with a lot of health HP. That's the whole point.
And what the Diablo should do, if you're already stuck on that build, is rotate the lane and make sure that you're in the lane without Lily Rohana.
If Diablo shouldn't be even picked, if it's quick match, it's whatever. But if it's ranked, if they have anti-dive like Uther, they have Johanna, or ETC, and the bruisers like Imperius. Do you know what I mean? That's a spell disaster for Diablo, and that should not be picked. But if it's quick match and it had to get picked, and that happens, then my option will be go for like a frame build, most likely, not even a charge build. Because if you go charge build, you charge and you're going to get countered like hell, and that's it.
I'm saying if you see that you can just simply adapt your talents in the middle of the game, just screw the auto attack build and then just try to adjust, and then the rest of your talents will not auto attack.
You can say I've just make it like a hybrid build, but more likely or not, it's going to cost you that match, because I have already been proven that one talent can literally cost you the game because of what you're not doing correctly. It's that bad. And I know some people won't believe me about it, but it's more likely I agree with. Because sometimes the talent you needed could have the biggest game changer. This is what I learned one time I was playing with the team I was in with the pros. Because I was playing Rexar that one match, and there was 2 talents for Misa can take. One, ability to make Misa literally a PvE machine with his auto attack and can camp easily. Or the second talent is a bird one that literally make wave clear like an instant to minions and soak so much XP, and dual soaking is a possibility. So if you pick in Rexa, for example, like in Braxis or Dragonsire, it's recommended to have the bird talent instead of the getting more the PvE Misha, because wave clear is so nice.
Isn't that part of the MMR though? Because sometimes you look at the enemy team and they pick really trashy talents too. So
I understand.
Right. So isn't it that you get teammates who pick bad talents, but they also get teammates who the other team also gets people who pick bad talents, and that's just that's a reflection of the MMR.
But it is a reflection on MMR. But again, the problem is the bad talent could be not the bad talent. Do you know what I mean? It's about how they use it. The talent is the problem, and the skill gap with it. Remember I told you about my ETC build I have with the auto attack. No one picks it because it's so bad. And yet somehow a few times in quick match I can get away with it. Something like that. So, but again, the point is I'm trying to say is that some MMR and the talent you pick can make it, again, it can change everything. That's the point I'm trying to get to. One is, again, your percentage you said maybe could be like 10%. I could say, here's your talent you pick. The other 10 could be your skill, maybe 20. Another 10 or 20% could be your knowledge, with your teammate, cooperation, teamwork, everything else. That's about it for that 40% gap. Yeah. After that, your other 40%
the best you can do is before they do the wrong thing. You can maybe, can maybe try to guide them. Like when you first get in, you're like, oh man, look at all the blinds they have. Auto attacks are going to be bad, or you're being miserable. And then they might, you might give them a hint.
Yeah.
If they don't, then that's probably just part of their skill level, right? Maybe you're getting someone who's, then you just have to hope someone on the other team is also, has that issue.
So it's just, it's, again, a quick match is supposed to be fun, but you're stuck with these guys for maybe 20 minutes or more. So it's, they can leave, but the problem is that the AI is very, very bad. And even the developer have made comments about it saying, hey, we're making new changes again to make sure the AI gets way better. But we don't know when that's going to happen. Could be next month.
Matchmaking has always been pretty loose in quick match. So if you really, you want to balance game, you play Storm League, right?
It's not what you can say balance, but again, it's still a main issue.
It has issues too, but I'm just saying, right? Because you say you have this criticism for quick match, but I'm saying that you shouldn't have this criticism for quick match because it's, that's kind of like the, that's kind of what it comes with the game mode, right? The quick, right? You have to give up something to get the quick. To be able to pick whichever hero you want and then have it, give you a fairly quick matchmaking.
So the opinion would be this: should they bring back the tank and support again for every single quick match?
Every time. I think you have to. If there's no available, just balance it out. So that there are no such comp like all healers on one side gets all tanks.
It's not going to be happening.
That's not even the biggest issue for me. The biggest issue for me is that they consider all assassins the same. Not all assassins are the same. Not all lane pushers the same. It's just if they could maybe keep some of those things in mind.
So yeah,
that's true.
If they have an option of putting Zach, Osmondon, and Murky on the same team, right? Versus swapping one of the guys over for, a Vala or, a Jaina or something. If they have a choice of not giving a team 3 mages, right? And the other team 3 auto attackers, if they can mix it up a little bit, I think that would help a lot.
Yeah, I understand what I mean. I understand what you mean.
So, and that's very easy to do. I'm not asking for them to
So
One little tweak, just one little tweak. If they see the algorithm is like that, then they should just like, and if this is such and such, then such and swap. You know, they can still do that.
so yeah,
And yeah, they should make a new hero by April.
that's not going to help. It's not gonna help. That's kind of gonna usually a new character changes a lot more than you think. And usually, like Death treatment, is gonna get nerfed to the ground to the point they feel it's okay.
Faces in
I mean, they did it with supports, right? Now they have, healers and support. Because remember before what they categorized everybody under support, and that just didn't work too well, right? And so they've been tweaking this. So I think it's the same thing with assassins, and tanks and stuff. Not everyone's the same. So they could maybe categorize a little bit more. That would help their matchmaking. So if they can't find anybody, they can throw things together that are recommended. But like if they see that, I have 3 mages on this side and I have 3 auto attack assassins on the other side, then maybe we should diversify that a little bit so each team gets a little of both.
Well, the one question I have to ask both of you one at a time is that if you can balance, quick match system, what do you want to change if possible? Okay, you want to go first? Or you want to, if you can change one thing to make it the quick match system a little better, what do you think?
Exactly what I said. I think they should give subcategories to assassins. Yeah.
Are you talking like
because
more
most of
like?
the time in quick match you see assassins, so like the vast majority of the time.
I think it need to be more detailed, like more like burst versus sustain. And something like that, lane pressure, something like that. To be fair, I think more categories trying to say for like small categories, more like lane pressure, sustain, burst. Simply put.
Yeah.
And if they really can't find a match, they can do what they need to do. But they're just like if you're able to, just have a preference, right? A preference for having a diversity. And if you can't do it, for whatever reason, some people have done some really weird parties or something, and you can't do it, then that's fine. But just have a preference for that.
Okay.
For me, I think I'm sorry. Okay. The map selection as well is also put into consideration, wherein what the team comp is. If the team comp is like, for example, it's all pushers, and they should just change the map composition. Don't do like a map that favors a pushers. You know what I'm saying? There's all pushers, then just simply change the map.
The problem is that you're saying is that it's technically, again, it's quick match, meaning no matter what, it's going to be random. It can't just, it's not really made to, preference, and lane pressure or team fight kind of comp. Again, it's all random, so it's, this is more likely it's going to happen no matter what. Because honestly, you're saying like, map specific, you can pick your map and you know what's going for. That's a thing, but that's at that point it's going to be called unranked. You know what I mean? So you can't really say that.
No, there's an even bigger problem. Because Lancaster's saying it like the team with the 3 lane pushers has a big advantage.
Yes, if it doesn't look like
that's not actually true. It's actually very hard to play. The higher the level you go, the harder it is to play 3 lane pushers. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason that if Lancaster's playing some platinum, level game that people don't draft 3 lane pushers, right? Because it's actually not a good comp. It's a good comp only if the other team doesn't rotate and they just leave wherever poor guy is, KO at the bottom lane to defend against Murky, or right, where you have the lane pushers like at the gates, right? Just he's just like planted at the gate the whole time. Right, just pushing down this fort, and no help comes, right? and,
Like,
and,
knocking
and that's when the 3 lane pushers is really good. But if your team just rotates down and kills them, suddenly the lane pushers are pretty lame because they're gonna lose all the objectives too, right? And you have nothing but killers, right?
Yeah.
You have nothing but dive on your team. You just they're just gonna dive whichever lane pusher tries to come to their objective. So they're just gonna split push it, but you can just go to each lane and kill them, right? Just non-stop killing. Just go up and down the lanes, killing everybody.
Yeah. So
And that's what happens sometimes, right? With the triple lane push, right? Right? They figure the only way to win is to push, and then the other team just runs back up and down. They might have like Butcher Nova, just Butcher Nova just runs between the lanes. Ideally, you can have 3-man gang squad. If you're advanced, three guys just going back and forth, killing everybody. You can even go and like gank them at the camps, right? That's really evil. They're really good, right? They'll figure out which camp the lane pusher's trying to take. Just go in and gank him.
Okay.
Camp steal.
So any kind of final words you want to add to this video or no, to the podcast? Any final words would you like to add?
Oh.
No?
No.
You guys say what you want to say about it, the state of quick match? And no? Okay then, if not, then we say that's a good about it then, to me, to a little bit more to kind of be a pro, you could say, to to semi-pro like you, Kara, and to the average player like you, Lance. And I'm being honest, aren't I?
I'm a crappy player.
I'm the crappiest here. I'm the crappiest
Again,
player.
that's why I say I categorize, me as not really pro, but trying to compare, then you, like a semi. Then, Lancaster is average. I'm sorry, but it's only want me to tell you the truth. That is the truth. This is the perspective of all 3 different, players.
I think I could overrate it, but okay, I'll take your over generous representation.
But still, you both have so much hour in Savannah, so shut up. Okay. So that's why I said semi.
I just got home in time for work. I just want to have some alone time with the tower.
Again, it's good enough. That's the whole point I'm trying to say. It's. This is a good discussion because this, proves that, that this game is still alive, and this, community can get better and more because still people still post in Reddit. Maybe I'm not seeing on Instagram, but I know there's still some apps and you can find in Google Play that still supports this. And again, also in Twitch as well, having good chunk of views, followers as well. Like, I think still like viewers like 3.1, 3.2, beating tons of...
Did Grubby go back to... Is Grubby still playing it? Because,
Yeah, I told you, like, he's playing today with his girlfriend. He might back playing it tomorrow too. So, again, Party Time still plays the time. Now Paradox is still going, and there's still other YouTubers, I guarantee, streamers as well. Like fans of HOTS who's playing from, I think, Team Liquid or something like that, I forgot. I can't remember correctly.
Yeah, people are just like playing the game right now. Like, there's the pro scene is gone because all the support is gone. The whole Heroes of the Dorm is gone. So right now it's just the people that just like playing the game.
And still, they still have some competitive, do you know what I mean? It's maybe not the pro level, people watch on esports, but it is still good, good game to watch. Like, there's still, like, I see people like Grubby still almost had 1,000 views still, and other people like these Twitch streaming and fans of HOTS still, I think, gets around 1,000 views as well. That's still a good chunk of money to me, viewers, and it's still getting sub donations. And I guarantee Party Time does stream as well with HOTS, then I think he still can get around maybe 500, 600 views. That's still not bad to me, in my opinion, when you play HOTS. But maybe different game, he might get more, maybe less views because his channel is based off of more like a HOTS now. So in a way, I'm just, again, maybe not like Fortnite or the newest trending game views getting maybe almost like 3,000, maybe even Overwatch level.
Well, you should compare it to League of Legends and Dota, right? Because those are the closest games to this one.
The problem is League is again the name itself. It's either it's League about it because it's been there for way longer and still kind of have that competitive money. So a lot of people still play it. Even I think Dota still have it as well. So that's a little bit different. Even Smite, but I think HOTS still beats Smite. I think at least I don't know about Dota. I think.
Oh no! Now it's mobile. It's Mobile Legends.
I think it's still less because again, it's a mobile game. I think it can go either way of that one.
Yeah. I forgot what it was called. The mobile version of League.
I seen it. I think isn't that the code game kind of version in a way? No, I think I see another one. It's more
it's actual. It's a serious like
I know.
Mobile thing.
It's a Rift, Wave of Rift or something like that.
But again, that's
Rift. With the Rift.
So yeah. Yeah, okay. The whole point is that HOTS is still doing decently well. You know, what I mean, it's not shutting down like they have not made that announcement here. So that's really good news compared to other game like Anthem or 76. There's still a lot of dedicated players still play, and I still see on again Reddit, posting their videos of training thing, and still YouTubers doing their best to keep this game alive. So again, I'm happy for it. I mean, this. And it's the reason why, again, we're doing this podcast to see, the average players to somewhat, to go a little bit to the pros to see how it goes out and how.
Yeah, I think it's the Honor Kings.
So, again, either way, what mobile games, mobile to PC, the MOBA will live on still. So
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dota, remember Dota started on Warcraft 3? And then now you know that there's Warcraft 3 Reforged, right? And then they tried to redo a Dota game on the Warcraft 3 engine, Reforged, which is, I find it like classic. Just, you get to play again Dota with the Warcraft 3 engine, Reforged. Which is,
yeah, but let's just
nice.
not talk about Reforged here because that's a lot. That's on fire right now.
That should be its own That should be its own podcast.
I know. We were just saying, and we're talking about the MOBAs, and just like origin of MOBA started with Warcraft 3.
Okay, because let me just tell you a quick. Okay, let me just tell this quick story before I end the video. The quick story is that the Angry Video Game Nerd made like a news video every once a week on Monday, and today I watched a video about him covered about the Warcraft Reforged, about they're doing have like a big tournament to have it live, and next thing you know they're doing enough I think the grand final, and they're playing Reforged. It was a 1v1 match, and the problem was this one guy was close to winning, and it crashed. Okay, they did a rematch. Crashed again near the end. Third time, the other guy won. So, sad news for that guy.
It's ruined the tournament.
Yeah. So one person did try to be generous and try to do a GoFundMe for the loser who's supposed to win twice. So even though the game already crashed multiple times before to get to the grand finals, so. That's why I don't want to talk about it right now because again, have its own videos, own views, and all that stuff.
There's mafia involved, man. There's this conspiracy. Like when somebody's winning, they crash the game by intent. Like there's mafia or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah.
That's just speculation.
Yeah, just for now we can get another video another time. So
that's true.
Thank you for both of you for having this good talk, and we'll see you in the next one.